Hey, welcome back to Milton Daily Homes. Quick episode today. There's 22 listings, which I think is one of the lowest totals we've seen in the last week. And talking with the agents at the open houses today. We do the agents open house on Tuesdays. And the market's definitely quieted down in terms of buyer showings, interest. Now, whether that's a permanent thing or not, we're not sure, because sometimes what can happen during election, during policy changes, we can actually see that things quiet, but then they kind of get back to normal. So that might happen. We're all just kind of unsure right now. So it is a fascinating time to be out there. And I think for buyers, this is a real chance where things have opened up a little bit. And if you find your little sweet spots, I think there's some good opportunities out there. So these townhouses, if you look, the first 10 properties in this list are townhouses, and there's a lot of them out there right now. So these guys that are underlisting, and they're still in some cases selling above asking, but they're not selling for as much as they were. That's hard to hear, but when we were up literally $100,000 from January until now, if it falls by 50, the mindset shift is, I'm still ahead of the game, but it's just a different way of seeing things. So even something like this on Nadlin Heights, single car garage, 3-story, and I don't get it. I really don't understand where the pricing model is. There's stuff in this list that's listed for a lot less, even in competition, which they may or may not get. Like even here, you've got the 4-story buildings right behind. I really don't understand this price at all. And there's a few of them like that. There's going to be one we'll talk about tomorrow. Same thing. Where did you come up with that? 660 Armstrong, 769. It's 1750 square foot or so semi. And here's the thing. The basement is probably, the whole house has a lot of color to it. You could see every room is kind of a different color. But this room, I have no idea what it was used for. If it was a daycare or something like that. But that is, without a doubt, the most colorful room I've ever seen in Milton Daily Homes. You've got a pretty wide corner lot. And, the price isn't bad. Like, historically speaking, this is kind of a fair price. This same model, or very similar to it, same size, I should say, just sold over on Evans on the corner of Derry for a lot less than this. Whereas the one before that was higher. So I think they did a good thing here, pricing it. Now I'm looking to see if they're holding back on offers. And that's the real test. And unfortunately, it doesn't show publicly. It only shows in the stuff that we can see. They are offers anytime on this one. So there you go. People are starting to pick it up. I said it a week ago. People are now starting to say, okay, I get what's going on here. But in the meantime, you're still competing with people that are playing the old way. But the market, the actual sandbox, is different. They're still trying to play the way that won you a month or two ago. Not the same market. Now this one on Moorelands is good. Moorelands is one of those streets, it kind of gets lumped in the same category as some of the primo streets that I talked about yesterday. But the one thing about it is that it has, you can be a little close to Derry. Some of the homes back onto Derry. But this one here, it's in decent shape inside. It's not sort of like, oh my God, blow your mind. But they staged it well. It's clean. It's tidy. That stuff can make all the difference in the world. And, you've got a pool. You also have a massive lot. These are all things you do not find every day. And especially in this neighborhood, when you've got a lot of sales that have kind of peaked around $1 million, to get this one for $899 or even more is starting to not look too bad at all. I love the drone work. It's not easy to get a drone up in the air. Things have changed. We've had to pull back on our drone work. But hopefully soon we can get them back in the air because it's a lovely way of showcasing a home. So Lyle Landing started at $850 5 days ago. They said, look, we didn't get any offers, so now they're at $899. They're taking offers anytime. Good read on the market. This one's less. It says approximately 2,000 square feet, but it's also a little less than that. And so at 900,000 for a double garage at that size, it's you could argue both sides of it. So let's see what happens. But now at least we're starting to see a little bit more of the authentic pricing versus the stuff where now buyers need to shift too, because buyers have been so used to like, oh, it's listed $899, so it's going to sell for 1.1. Not really, right? That's why I always, when we do offers anytime, it's the very first thing in the remarks down at the bottom. I say, look, offers anytime. This one is only in the broker comments where it says that stuff. I think you have to be overt about that. If that's your game plan, be overt. So Stevenson, 1.24999. I think strategically the price is off, because if you just put it 1.25, now you're straddling the price range and you get both sets of buyers on either side. Now the second big mess is the pictures. Okay, that's what you see when you walk in. I get it. It's neither the color nor the hardwood stairs that you'd expect as like here we are kind of thing. The third shot is the bloody vanity in the bathroom. Like it's, the blinds are it's just everything's closed. It looks dark, and it's taken with probably an iPhone or a BlackBerry or something like that. I don't see it. Here's what I say to people all the time: your first showing is online. If they don't like it online, they're not going to come see it in person, which is your second showing. And I don't know. Price-wise, has this home sold in this price category? Absolutely. The million range plus has kind of slowed down a little bit, as it normally does in Milton. It had, a few months of where everything was selling for a few hundred over asking. The old days was you list something over $1 million in Milton, you got to hold on and wait. But with these pictures, it's just when you can hire a photographer for a couple $100, there's no excuse why the presentation on this couldn't have been better. Okay, so there we go. That's the list, 22 properties. And if you need any real good advice about how to buy a home, sell a home in this market, we're going to take good care of you. So have a great day. We'll see you tomorrow.